Let's start the chapter with small set of puzzles. So the very first puzzle is 5A. Make your observation. So look at what's happening over there. And you have to predict what happens next. So question is what happens next. I'll play it again. Okay, right? So next step is this. So question is post this. What is happening or what's going to happen next? Yes. And what would be the next step? Think about it. And next, correct, a dot at the top. And then right. Okay, this might have been a bit easier. I'll show you guys the next one. Again, I'll play from the start. So you have to predict the next one. Okay, so what happens after this? Okay, let me give the next one as a clue. Actually, yeah. So we started off with this and moved on to this. Right? And my question is what happens next? If you want to pause, you can pause and think over. Correct. It would be correct. Then what happens next? After this, what happens? Perfect. Right? Okay. So that would be your 5A video and 8A. Next is I need to show you all the following. Oh, already ran this. So let me show this. This particular box, it's related to, let me play that for you guys. You just have to think about how it is related to. Okay, so you got to listen to that, right? Now, whatever you just listened to, it is related to this. Actually, this particular screen is derived from that. So can you think of what it might be? How are those two related? Right? So what is that we're looking at? We are looking at the music being displayed per se. So the music, it being displayed. So basically the tone when it comes, that is the bumps. And when it goes low, that's the flat region. And again, so there is a repetition over here, is it not? So listen to it this again. Related. Okay. So why is that we are doing all of this? Oh, one more task. Now you have a pattern over here. My question is, what is to the right of it? And it is to do with saris. So what happens on the right of this? Yes, the pattern continues. So we have a V, 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 V. Then we have a diamond shape, and we have this flower shape over here and over here, and 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Okay. If all of this was simple, the chapter, what you're going to study is very simple. Because what we just saw is what we have to understand and relate and put it in terms of numbers and words. That's it. You already know what the chapter is about. Now we will officially define it and learn it and solve few problems. That's it. So what is that we did? What did we see over here? And why are we looking at it? So why did we see all this? We are trying to answer the question of what is mathematics. That's the whole agenda. A quick question for you guys. Where do you see patterns? What are all this? These are all patterns. Okay, and maths is related to patterns. That's what we are trying to show. So the entire idea of this chapter is to show, okay, let me do this, to show that mathematics is not just numbers. There is a deeper meaning to all this, right? There's a lot more meaning than just it being just addition and subtraction and numbers. And that's what we are trying to understand. And this would be your agenda. From today onwards, we'll not look at maths as just numbers, but we'll try to connect it to real world scenarios. And the chapter that we are starting off with is relating a more visual pattern. And in my case, I made you guys listen to a music as well. So relating all of this to mathematics and also relating other subjects also actually. I think we have other subject in the coming classes. Okay. But anyways, for now, we're just looking at simple patterns, visual things. So a quick question, where else do you guys see patterns? Think about it. This is something that you guys have to think about and relate to. Okay, so let me try to answer from my end. This from my experience. Where do you see pattern in your daily life, like games and okay? So I swim. So I swim and I see pattern in my hand movement and my leg movement. So I beat my leg, and that is there's a pattern. There's a repetition. The This is me swimming. Okay, that's my hand and so on and so forth. So there is a pattern in which I swim. More perfectly I get this pattern and more consistency I have, the amount of beating and the way I beat, the faster I will be and smoother I will be and less energy. I'll be spending less energy. So that's one thing that I can think of. Nature, I see them in flower. I see them in weather. Technology, as of now, I can see that there is a pattern between lines over here. There is basically what we're trying to tell is there is pattern everywhere. Right, guys? So the basic idea is maths is about finding these patterns like numbers, shapes, behavior, both living and non-living. Living things also have patterns. Like for example, what I can think of, bears going on hibernation. It happens for a particular duration and particular point of time every year. Many things, birds coming in from different places, migrating birds, or even birds which are local, and you can see them at evening hours of 5 or 6 o'clock going back in packs, right? There are many things that we can see. And morning, I don't know how many of you guys get up by 4ish. So 4:30, 4:45, where I stay at exactly around 4:45 as of now. I can hear birds, mainly birds actually. Right? There's so many patterns that we get to see. Even stars, night sky, we get to see stars. There's certain pattern. So it's a creative adventure. That is the entire experience over here, like solving a puzzle. Honestly, that's how I look at maths as. I hope I can convert mathematics to this. I've helped a lot of people doing this, and you guys can do the same. That is, learn maths as a puzzle. That's all powers things like rocket and yeah. So we get to see pattern and we get to solve such puzzles, and end of it we get to build rockets and computers, and it can be done. So we'll have hands-on activities, we'll have the required setup, we'll have the required material that you guys can buy and do it yourself as well. Now, officially, the definition that we are looking at in your books is the following. Mathematics is the search for patterns and the explanation for why those patterns exist. So we get to explain it as well. Not only observe it, we can get to explain it as well. Combining elements of both art and science. Now, additionally, there are other definition. The word pattern itself, it's nothing but regularity. That's when we tell there is a pattern, right? We got to see that in sari, we got to see that in patterns in the videos as well. So there is certain regularity, right? Sequences, so I can relate it to this. So there is a pattern. The music had a pattern, right? Let me make you guys listen to it again. So if I'm able to convert this music into a certain shape and show it, and this shape came from numbers, right? The music was converted to numbers and that number is converted to visual form over here. Again, just get a feel of it. Don't try to, complicate it. All I'm trying to tell is pattern is everywhere. And whenever you see pattern, that can be expressed in terms of numbers. And by studying numbers, we'll be able to play around with things and build things, right? So that's the whole idea. This too came from that. All of this came from this particular set of code. This is nothing but your Python code. Okay, it's a programming language. So let me kind of decrease that for you guys. Yeah. Okay, so this is from here I extracted certain numbers and that number I'm converted to a visual form. So we get our sequences observed in nature, shapes or natural phenomena. Okay, there's another video for you guys, 13A apparently. Yeah, so natural phenomena like planets moving around the star. So this keeps happening, it's happening even now, right? It keeps going. So planets moving around the star. And the next term that we need to know is number theory, the branch of mathematics studying patterns in whole numbers. I hope you guys remember whole numbers, numbers which starts with 0 and they jump to 1, jump to 2, jump to 3, 4, 5, 6 till infinity. So if you're studying anything with such numbers, then known as number theory. And geometry, the branch of studying patterns in shapes. So all of this will be studied or used to have a glimpse of mathematics in nature in your day-to-day life, basically. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. So now it's time for you guys to pause and think. This stands for pause and think. So read through this, think about it. Again, the whole idea is to make you guys think. If you guys not doing that, then there is no point in doing any one of it, to be honest. So pattern in nature, spirals in sunflower. So this is, you can see that, you can see pattern actually. Let me zoom in a bit and show you guys what I see. Again, you guys might see something else. You guys will have more imagination. So what I see here is if I follow this, I'm just following that. I literally am following that. Can you see the pattern? That's beautiful, is it not? Okay, I'm not going to end up over there, but yeah, some shape. Not the one which I actually wanted. I imagined it to be something else, but I imagine that I would be drawing it to be a perfect star, but anyways. So orbit of planets, everyday activity, shopping, every few days, we have to go get fruits, and vegetables. Me personally, not to that extent, but yeah. So I segregate waste and I see to that I keep the waste for the people to pick up every morning or every 2 days once. I run every 2 days. That's a pattern that I follow. I get up try to get up by 4:30. I mean, my body, if it gets good sleep, I'm up at 4 o'clock, right? We cook at a particular time. We go to play at a particular time, right? This pattern everywhere. Technology, I will make a separate video for this. Honestly, it's kind of nice. I'll open up a system. I'll show you guys the parts of it. So there is pattern there too. Mobile phones and calendars too have pattern, right? You can pause and have a look at the calendar. Calendar, I have it over here, I guess. Yeah. Can you see that? There's pattern everywhere. Okay. So practice that question. Name one place in your daily life where you see pattern other than whatever I listed. This is something that you guys have to practice with some elder person around so that you are accountable to your answers. It has to be unique to you. I hope you guys took time to answer that. Now, how is mathematics like an art? How is it like a science? We are moving away from looking at mathematics as just being numbers. That's what we're trying to do. So can you imagine where you can see mathematics in arts? Okay, let me show you guys this from my end. So this is known as Fibonacci series. So I'll show you what exactly it does. As I press enter, I have to open this. Yeah. Okay. So what did we see? If I take this up now, there's a beautiful pattern that comes out. I'll show you guys. Wait. And all of this you guys can also run on your computers or your phone. I'll make it available. So I started off over here, somewhere over here, I guess. Okay, I can do this. I'll do it. I'll do a better job. Let me take a second. Okay, this would be better. Right, you'll get to see the pattern. Let me use red. Okay, not red. So this is known as Fibonacci series. You guys can, it keeps on going like that, you know. So that's a beautiful pattern. I'll show you guys again. I'll make it a bit bigger. So, oh, I need to stop this first. Again, this is the entire agenda of this chapter to make you guys realize all of this. So we're not wasting time. Let me start it. Yeah. Let me make it bigger. If we connect all of this, you get a beautiful pattern that you guys can web search this Fibonacci series. So if you connect all of this, you'll get a beautiful pattern. Okay. So that's how it can be related to art and science. And this pattern can be seen in quite a few places. So give an example of how understanding a pattern has helped humans solve problem. Any problem. Again, I'll leave it to your imagination. You guys can discuss that with your parents or sibling. I'll leave that to your imagination. So welcome to look at mathematics as patterns, not just as numbers. And that's the entire agenda. So all that we are trying to do is to realize that mathematics is not just numbers. There's a deeper meaning to all of this. And with this perspective, if we learn mathematics, it will make a lot more sense and it will be a lot more fun. I hope you guys enjoy all of the sessions and learn mathematics and enjoy that too.